Once upon a time, when the sun rose, people bowed their heads, not for warmth or light, but for Ra, the mighty sun god of ancient Egypt. When fire crackled, the sound of its flames was, to them, the breath of Agni, the Vedic god of fire in ancient India. In the storms of the north, thunder wasn't just thunder. It was Thor slamming his hammer against giants in the sky. And in Mesopotamia, Inanna, also known as Ishtar, ruled both love and war, the lover and the destroyer. When someone died in ancient Greece, they placed a coin beneath the tongue to pay Charon, the ferryman of the underworld, for the journey across the river of death. And when the rains didn't come, the Aztecs looked to the sky in fear and hope, praying to Tlaloc, the god of rain, to show mercy. But today, Ra is a symbol in books, Thor is a superhero in Marvel movies, Ishtar decorates museum walls, and Tlaloc, most people don't even know his name. What happened to these gods, these once feared and worshipped deities? Why did the beliefs of entire civilizations fade into myth? And perhaps more importantly, are the gods truly dead, or have they just changed their form? In this video, we'll explore the rise and fall of the forgotten gods, and ask whether we've really moved on from worship, or simply replaced the old gods with new ones. Join me here on FactUp Realm Part 2, Forgotten Gods of the Ancient World. Ra wasn't just a god. He was the creator of all life, the one who sailed across the sky every day in his sunboat, bringing light to the world. But every night, Ra had to fight Apophis, the serpent of chaos, in the underworld. A cosmic battle between light and darkness, repeated endlessly. People believed that if Ra ever lost, the world would be plunged into eternal night. Ishtar, Inanna, goddess of love and war. She wasn't your typical gentle goddess. Ishtar could fall madly in love, and then destroy cities in her rage. She descended into the underworld once, and in doing so brought the entire world to the brink of collapse. Ishtar was beauty, chaos, fertility, destruction, all in one. Imagine a god that could be both your dream and your nightmare. Before Hollywood gave him muscles and charm, Thor was a feared warrior. He rode through the sky in a chariot pulled by 2 goats, smashing giants with his hammer Mjolnir. He was protector of mankind, yet brutal in battle. In Viking times, people wore hammer pendants to invoke his power. He was not a superhero, he was survival. Agni was more than flame, he was the mouth of the gods. Every offering made in fire was believed to be carried by Agni straight to the heavens. He was present in every ritual, every prayer, every funeral. Agni connected mortals to immortals. Without him, no prayer could reach the divine. Today we light candles, but once, fire was sacred and alive. Tlaloc could bless you with rain or drown your city in storms. He ruled from a paradise filled with water, but also demanded human sacrifices, especially children. People believed that the tears of children during the ritual would guarantee rain. A god of mercy and terror, both essential for crops. He wasn't evil, he was necessary. Not a god in the traditional sense, but a divine figure who couldn't be ignored. He ferried souls across the river Styx, but only if they had a coin to pay him. Without it, you'd wander the shores of death forever. Even in death, the ancient world had tolls to pay. He rose to power by defeating Tiamat, the monstrous goddess of chaos. With her body, he shaped the heavens and the earth. Babylonians believed Marduk organized the cosmos and ruled over law and order. He was the god who made chaos make sense. Huitzilopochtli, the Aztec god of war and the sun. He demanded daily sacrifices to keep the sun moving. He was born fully armed from his mother's womb to kill his rebellious siblings. The Aztecs believed that if he wasn't fed with blood, the sun would stop rising. Yes, the sun was fueled by hearts. He guided souls to the afterlife and weighed their hearts against the feather of truth. If your heart was heavy with sin, he didn't punish you. A monster named Ammit would devour your soul. Anubis was calm, composed, and terrifying in his judgment. Baal, the storm god of the Canaanites. He fought Yam, the god of the sea, and ruled over rain, thunder, and agriculture. For a while, Baal was one of the most worshipped gods in the Near East, even referenced in the Bible as a false god. His temples were everywhere, and now, just a name in ancient texts, once powerful, now forgotten. Part 3. Why did the gods disappear, and will the one god be forgotten too? For thousands of years, humans interpreted the world through their gods. Thunder, disease, war, rain, love, death, everything had its own divine ruler. And yet today, most of those gods exist only in mythology books, dusty ruins, or video games. What happened to all that belief, fear, and reverence? And more importantly, is the one God of today safe from the same fate? Let's explore. When civilizations fall, so do their gods. Every great civilization had its own gods. When Babylon fell, Marduk was forgotten. When Rome embraced Christianity, Jupiter and Venus turned into statues and legends. Gods were deeply woven into the fabric of culture and politics, and when that fabric tore apart, they faded too. The monotheistic revolution, a concentration of power and meaning. The rise of monotheistic religions like Judaism, Christianity, and Islam brought a fundamental shift. Instead of many gods ruling over different domains, one God ruled over everything: creator, judge, savior. This God had no face, no rival, and no boundaries. More than that, belief in him meant rejecting all other gods. Monotheism offered unity in meaning, and that meant unity in power too. One God, one book, one law. Science, the replacement of mystery, but not always. Human knowledge expanded. We discovered the causes of illness. We explained thunder with physics. We understood rain through meteorology. But even today, in many countries, people still pray for rain. In Iran, Turkey, Pakistan, and across the Arab world, communities gather to perform rain prayers. People believe a higher power can still open the skies. Science may satisfy the mind, but faith lives in the heart. And as long as humans have hearts, they will reach beyond logic. The shift in human values, the clash of modern ethics with ancient gods. Gods who demanded blood, war, favoritism no longer match modern ideals. Today's human asks, how can a just God favor one people over another? How can a loving God require child sacrifice? As our ethics evolved, our gods began to feel outdated. Many began questioning their faith, not from rebellion, but from compassion. Friedrich Nietzsche shocked the world with, "God is dead and we have killed him." Nietzsche wasn't celebrating atheism. He was observing a cultural shift, where science, reason, and individualism replaced traditional religious meaning. But he warned, without God, can humans create meaning? Or are we drifting toward nihilism? Unlike Nietzsche, Spinoza didn't reject God. He redefined him. God is nature itself. Spinoza's God doesn't judge, punish, or speak. He simply is. Belief, for Spinoza, is not about worship. It's about understanding the laws of existence. Feuerbach argued, God is the projection of human desires. Humans imagine a perfect being, just, kind, omnipotent, not because such a being exists, but because they wish it did. God is not from above, but from within. Religion is the opium of the people. To Marx, religion wasn't false because it was untrue, but because it soothed pain without curing the cause. God, in his view, was a tool to preserve inequality and pacify rebellion. Jung believed that even if a person rejects God, the archetype of the divine remains in the unconscious mind. God lives in us as a psychological need for meaning and hope. Even atheists, in his view, are haunted by a spiritual shadow. These philosophers differ, but they share one message. God may not be a supernatural truth, but he reflects something deeply human, deeply needed. And now, the real question, what is the future of the one God? The one God still reigns. Billions believe in him. Laws, ethics, literature, and politics are still influenced by him. But there are cracks in the foundation. The rise of atheism and agnosticism, doubts about divine justice in a world full of suffering, a shift from personal faith to ritualized tradition. Could the one God too become a relic one day? Or is his formlessness and mystery the very reason for his endurance? Is the silent God the strongest of them all? Or is silence the beginning of forgetting? Which brings us to a final question. Have we created new gods? Gods without temples, but with billions of silent followers? Gods like money, fame, technology, and power? In the next part, we'll explore these modern deities and ask whether humanity has really moved beyond belief or just changed the names of its gods. Part 4, the modern gods. Are we still worshiping? We like to think we've outgrown the age of myths. No more sacrifices to the sky, no more prayers for rain, no more fear of an angry God in the clouds. But let's be honest for a moment. Have we really stopped worshiping? Or have we simply replaced the old gods with new ones? In the past, people bowed before the sun god. Today we bow our heads before the glowing light of a phone screen. Once they offered gold to temples. Now we offer it to banks, stocks, and digital wallets. We may no longer speak the name Zeus, but we still chase absolute power. We may have forgotten Aphrodite, but we're willing to do anything for beauty, attraction, and followers. The god of money. Once, people prayed for rain. Now they pray for a full bank account. Money is no longer just a tool, it has become a measure of worth. It decides who is respected and who is ignored. It judges, it forgives, it punishes, and it defines our lives. Is money not a god? A god with no face but limitless power? The god of fame, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Millions display themselves daily seeking attention, likes, and digital immortality. In the past, only mythological heroes became eternal. Today, anyone who trends can taste eternity. Fame is a modern deity that demands only one thing, a beautiful, sellable image, not truth, not depth, not meaning. The god of technology. Once, God was the all-knowing being. Now, algorithms decide what we see, buy, believe, and desire. Technology is rapidly taking control of our emotions, decisions, and even relationships, from shopping to politics. When the voice of AI is louder than the voice of our conscience, is this emotionless machine not our new God? And so, the final question is, have we truly outgrown religion, or have we simply dressed our gods in modern clothes? The ancient gods were feared. Today's gods are charming, useful, seductive, and precisely because of that, more dangerous. Old gods challenged our will. Modern gods lull us into silent obedience. In the next part, we'll explore how these modern gods are shaping the meaning of life, freedom, and human identity. Are we progressing, or are we slipping into invisible chains, disguised as choices? Final thoughts, are we truly free, or just worshiping in disguise? We like to think we're free, because we no longer obey sky gods or kneel in temples. But perhaps, we've simply moved from visible worship to invisible submission. Ancient gods gave commands with thunderous voices. Modern gods shape our lives with silent algorithms, and we don't even realize we're no longer choosing for ourselves. When human worth is measured by followers or finances, when algorithms replace thought, and when the meaning of life is served to us in ads and entertainment, are we truly free? Or just more comfortable, but more captive? Maybe it's time we asked ourselves again, what do we worship? What do we rely on? And if nothing is sacred anymore, is there anything left worth believing in? An invitation to reflect. Together, I'm not here to give you answers. I'm here to ask the questions, the ones that matter. If you feel it's time to go deeper, to challenge what we think we know, if you believe that curiosity is more powerful than obedience, join us here on FactUp Realm. Support this journey. If this video made you think, helped you see things differently, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, your voice keeps this space alive. And if you'd like to go further, support the channel so we can keep creating deeper, bolder, and independent content. This is only the beginning. A journey into thought, through history, and into the place where real questions wait to be asked.